everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's Shabbat. Pastor Corral and Duncan Sr. Grateful, thankful for this day, for this time, for this wonderful opportunity that God has afforded us to come together in this virtual space and place to start our day off in the power and in the presence of the Lord. This is the day that the Lord has made. Come on. Let us rejoice and let us be glad in it. Thank you for joining us on today, y'all. This is the Daily Grief Devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. That's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. Morning is a good thing, and I'm so glad that you're here with us on today as we help you to navigate through your grief journey and help you to mourn on a daily basis. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 253. This lesson is for you and for me. We're going to talk about grieving lost traditions. Grieving lost traditions. The Bible says, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I'm going to do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? Let's talk about grieving lost traditions. Holidays, birthdays, Sunday dinners. Some of the life's sweetest moments are built on traditions. But when someone passes, those rhythms are disrupted. The chair is empty at the table. The family gathering feels smaller. The familiar rituals you once looked forward to now carry an ache of absence. What are those traditions that you had in your life that have now been disrupted? What are those traditions? I know for everybody's different. A lot of people, of course, you got the big holidays, you got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving. So a lot of people do a lot of different things, whether it's traditions, whether it's a day, whether it's a holiday, whether it's a special day. A lot of families do a lot of different things, right? I know some families, and we actually did that. Well, it wasn't a tradition, but I remember the year my father passed away. They did so everybody was going to be home with their family on Thanksgiving, but all the family still wanted to get together before that, right? Because by now everybody got their own kids, grandkids, all of this stuff. And so the Sunday before, it was the Sunday before, we did like a family giving where everybody came together the Sunday before for Thanksgiving. And then for Thanksgiving, so all the families could be, with their own individual families. But I know some people do that year round, right? That's a tradition. Of course, Christmas, people have their own traditions on Christmas. I know some people get together on Christmas Eve, right? And they do that. A lot of people get together on Christmas. Some people do breakfast on Christmas, right? Some people do big traditions throughout the year, whether it's a barbecue or a holiday, or they kick the year off with Memorial Day and throw a big barbecue. They end the year on Labor Day and they throw a big barbecue. Everybody has their own tradition. Some people, come on, soul food, they get together on Sundays for Sunday dinner, right? Every Sunday, or at least one Sunday out the month. We all have these traditions. We all have these traditions. And these traditions, they are moments and minutes that create memories, and they're fun, and there's laughter. And there's so much that happens and takes place that people are super duper excited about it. And then when somebody dies, when somebody transitions, when something happens, the tradition gets disrupted. Sometimes it stops altogether, or sometimes it's just not the same. We find ourselves grieving lost traditions, right? The familiar rituals you once looked forward to now carry an ache of absence. It's natural to grieve not only the person, but also the traditions that vanished with them. See, this is what you start calling, we talk about it, compounded grief. That I just didn't lose the person, but I lost everything that came along with that person. Sometimes it was the tradition that was attached to them. Some people do girls' trip every year. Some people do a guys' trip. Some people may go here or go there. And when you lose that person, now we've also lost this tradition that we were doing on a consistent basis. We lost this tradition that was doing on a consistent basis. These customs held your family together. Now they remind you of what's missing. The grief is valid, right? It is part of honoring the role your loved one played in your life. Do you remember the movie Soul Food? Like I said, they would eat Sunday dinner every single Sunday. They would go to Big Mama's house or whatever her name was, and she would do all the cooking. Then after she passed away, it was like, didn't nobody want to do Sunday dinner? Right? Nobody want to do Sunday. And when they tried, it was a disaster, right? And it was all tore up and messed up because it's hard, especially in a situation like that. Big Mama was doing all the cooking. We all come over to eat. Now Big Mama's gone. And it's like, yeah, it ain't the same. She was the glue. She was the person that brought it all together. And now in the midst of her absence, it's like, what do we do? What are we supposed to do? How do we carry on? How does this work without her, right? And so we have all of that going on, all that taking place. And this is what you got to know and understand. That grief is valid. That grief is valid. And this is the thing, y'all. It could be a simple tradition. It could be the tradition of, I call you every day at this time, right? It could be the tradition of whatever. It doesn't even have to be big and grand. It could be something simple and small, right? Oh, the tradition of, we going to watch the stories and then we call on each other after the stories. We call on each other after this episode. Or the tradition of, there's a new something coming out on Netflix, so we're going to get together and watch. Whatever it may be, right? When you feel this loss, when you feel this void, that grief is valid. It is part of honoring the role that your loved one played in your life. Yet Isaiah reminds us that God is always doing a new thing. This doesn't mean the old traditions no longer matter. They will always be sacred, but it does mean that God can help you build new rhythms of remembrance. It's not that the old traditions don't matter, but God is saying, yep, we're going to mourn that. We're going to grieve that. We're going to feel what we feel and sit in that space. And God says, along with that, I can help you build a new rhythm of remembrance. That we can build a new rhythm of remembrance. Perhaps it's lighting a candle in their honor, cooking their favorite dish, starting a fresh tradition that carries both memory and hope. For whatever traditions you lost, what are some new traditions? What are some new rhythms of remembrance that you can start to build? What are some new rhythms of remembrance that you can start to implement? What are some new rhythms of remembrance that you can start to put in place for the sake of your loved one that's gone, right? Grieving lost traditions is part of the journey, but trust that new traditions, however small, can spring forth to help you heal. Here's your point of application, beloved. Choose one tradition you want to honor in memory and one new practice you like to create moving forward. Let both of them coexist. Grief for what was and gratitude for what can still be. Choose one tradition, right? One tradition you want to honor in memory and one new practice you like to create moving forward, and let both of them coexist. What is that? Grief for what was, and that's gratitude for what can be. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 253. I told you this lesson was for you and for me. Grieving lost traditions. Grieving lost traditions. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hit the road. Nikisha said, it's me cooking with my mom for the holidays. Ooh, creating such memories, right? Natasha, are you here in Indianapolis? Oh, that's Connie asking, is she here in Indianapolis? Yes, she is. We had soul food dinners, but stopped once we started losing loved ones. Yep. See, that's what we get together, eat, create memory, and then we stop, right? Our stop too. See? So how do we, both of y'all said y'all started and y'all stopped. How do y'all choose this tradition? Maybe it's that to honor in memory of them. And how do you put a new practice in place? How do you work to put a new practice in place, right? How do you work to put a new practice in place? Because you could still have the dinners, right? Maybe. Because you still want to create the minutes and the moments and have the memories. How do you put a new practice in place? And I don't know how many loved ones died, but maybe still have the dinner. And when y'all say grace, you light a candle for the people who have transitioned, right? Depending on how many loved ones have died, because you don't want to light 20, 30, 40 candles. But maybe you have the dinner because there's still more minutes, memories, and moments to be had, right? We still want to create memories. So let's take the old tradition and let's build a new rhythm of remembrance. Let's pray, let's light a candle, and let's keep the party going, right? I think that's important, y'all. I think that's important. Our Christmas brunch is a tradition that we honor and keep, but I'm okay with getting away to the beach after that. My new tradition. Let me tell you something. We spent Christmas. This was 19. This is 19. This was 2019. This is right before COVID. Surprised none of us got sick then. But we spent Christmas in Destin. We went to Destin, Florida, 2019, and it was absolutely phenomenal. That was one of the best Christmases ever. Christmas on the beach, right? Woke up to Christmas. Well, didn't wake up to Christmas, but it was Christmas in the pool, right? The kids was in the pool Christmas morning. like, like, what are we doing? We fixing a big breakfast. They in the pool Christmas morning. We at the beach. I'm like, I could get used to this. This is a tradition I could definitely get used to. We could keep this going, right? So beautiful, right? Let's create new ones. And and let me say this. On that one, we lit candles. We had 3 candles that we lit every single day. It was 3 candles that we lit. 3 candles that we lit, right? For the loved ones that had died and gone, right? And so that was part of what we did, right? I need to get to a beach ASAP. Me too. I don't know what we're doing this year. Yeah, yep, the first one. Man. So it's important, y'all, that yet the old traditions, new rhythms of remembrance, and stuff that we can stuff you start thinking about now, right? And yeah, navigating through it can be difficult, but we're creating new rhythms of remembrance. And I think sometimes, we'll just stop altogether, but then we rob ourselves of the opportunity again to create more memories and to take those memories, right? And so, food for thought. Good lesson today. I appreciate y'all joining us. Hope and pray y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. Hang in there. We gonna make it. Keep mourning, right? Keep expressing outwardly what you're feeling inwardly, and we're gonna navigate through this thing called grief. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place for another Good Morning Grief devotion. Let's go.